What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I have got a different one for y'all today. All right, so this one's, I'm be right up front, this one's gonna be super different, but I think for a number of you, especially those of you that live with somebody that deals with PTSD, I think, I don't know for sure, I feel like this is going to be somewhat educational for some and possibly an eye-opener for others. So we'll see. The name of the, and also to add to that, we're reacting to a movie scene. The name of the scene is post-traumatic stress syndrome. I don't know if that's like a legitimate thing, but it comes from the movie The Legend of Bagger Vance. So go watch the movie when you can. But I did do a little research, right? I kind of had to in order to have some background information on this because it is what it is. There's some information that that would be missing from the scene that I would need to know to kind of give better information. Now, the guy in this was a post-World War I veteran. So it's post-World War I. I don't know exactly what years or whatever. I don't think that 100% matters. I just post-World War I, and he's like a golf legend in his local town or something like that. And his girlfriend inherited the golf course, I guess, and they're trying to keep it from closing. So he's playing against a couple of other guys to raise money or something. Anyway, a little bit of other information about myself. For those of you that don't know, I myself am also a combat veteran, and I've spent 3 years between Iraq and Afghanistan. So I've seen some combat myself, so I kind of understand where this might be going. And I will do the best that I can to kind of give my opinion. Nothing I say is professional advice. So if you yourself are a veteran and you're dealing with post-traumatic stress, I highly encourage that you go seek professional help and get yourself in a better place, or go find you a battle buddy and go talk to him, because either or can definitely help. Now, moving forward, let's get into this. I've talked for too long already. So, all right, let's check this out. The Legend of Bagger Vance, the post-traumatic stress scene. Words are hard. All right, I'm judging that didn't go the way he wanted it to, clearly. Because from my understanding, he's like the local like golf guy or whatever. Clearly that wouldn't, because I mean that thing went like, woo. Okay, I see where this is going. So this would be the equivalent of when you see a lot of veterans talking about their demons, the demons that they're fighting and stuff like that. That's gonna this right here, I feel like is safe to say that that is the equivalent of that. And these sorts of things definitely can happen. And they happen to me. I mean, not so much that you hear, like, you've like legitimately hear, soldiers crying out, or, small arms fire, or whatever the case may be, like whatever situation you might have been in, like, but having those sorts of situations playing in your mind's eye, definitely, because I mean, I've done it in various situations, and there's no like, there's really no dedicated, that is what will trigger me thing. That PTSD doesn't work that way. It's little weird stuff that will trigger. Like, there's some things that are constant triggers. It's always going to happen. Like for me, loud noises, unexpected loud noises, always going to trigger me. Almost, well, like the first 2, 3, or 4 of them, like in a row. After that, and it's not so bad afterwards. But like, if you have like a random loud noise, like somebody walks in and smacks the wall or whatever, and I'm not expecting it, then I'm going to usually react to it. Or being in the middle of a large crowd, I usually get really anxious, and I typically end up in a position where I want to fight people, and it's usually not good. But anyway, moving forward, like I was saying before, like, these are those demons that people say that they're dealing with. And these are the things that turn into, like, they get frustrated because they're always dealing with these sorts of things. And then that is where what they call survivor's guilt tends to come in as well, because now they're remembering about their brothers and sisters that didn't make it home. And because of the way soldiers are, they'd rather had been in that place than who didn't make it. And that's where the suicidal thoughts and stuff start to come from as well. So it's such a huge circle, and it's a vicious one. So some of us learn to cope better than others. And I think one of the biggest things is finding purpose. So that right there, that's where anxiety is starting to kick in right there. It's like everything is building up in his head. Those demons, all of those things that he's seen in his past, they're building up in his brain, and a lot of it has to do with his surroundings. But it builds up. He becomes a little bit overwhelmed, and that's where the anxiety starts to kick in, and you just you're at a loss at what to really do, because consciously, you're not in combat anymore, but your brain wants to react a certain way. It's weird.
You gonna be wanting a different club, Dale Jr.?
I can't do this.
Yeah, you might should just loose your grip up a smidge. A man's grip on his club is like a man's grip on...
That's not what I'm talking about.
I know.
No, you don't.
What I'm talking about is a game. Game that can't be won. Only played.
You don't understand.
I don't need to understand. And a soul on this entire earth ain't got a burden to carry. He don't understand. You ain't alone in that.
That's true. There's a lot of truth in that. A lot of you'll see it. Go look at it anywhere. If a veteran sees another veteran hurting, you'll almost guarantee that they'll step up to help. They'll jump down into that hole with them, and be there to help them climb out of that hole, and they'll do it together. But yeah, if you're dealing with some kind of things, you know, if you're a veteran, even if you're not a veteran, I mean, this sort of thing can play either way. But you're not alone. Everybody's dealing with something. Just don't be afraid to reach out to somebody.
But you've been carrying this one long enough. Time to go on, lay it down.
That's easier said than
I
done.
don't know how.
You got a choice. You can stop, or you can start.
Start.
Walking
Where?
right back to where you always been, and then stand there. Still. Real still. And remember.
It's too long ago.
Oh no, sir, it was just a moment ago.
I like where he's going with this. I really like where he's going with this. And, all right, now keep in mind, this is my opinion. So if you think otherwise, I'm more than happy to talk to y'all about it in the comments. So let's talk. But anyway, to me, the approach that looks like they're going after on this is finding focus, right? Is seeking out focus and allowing your brain to actually find something besides the war, besides those negative things, something positive, something good, something peaceful to focus on. And it does work. I mean, finding that purpose, that focus, that sort of thing can put you in a better place for sure.
Time for you to come on out the shadows, Junior. Time for you to choose.
I can't.
Yes, you can. But you ain't alone. I'm right here with you. I've been here all along.
He's been dealing with all of these. He's been dealing with all of these things like that, and then all of these memories and these horrific things that he's seen, possibly done, probably more likely done. And those sorts of things, like the smallest things will trigger you. Just like a plate of food. Somebody set down a plate of food, you know what I'm saying, on a table that's not even there in front of you, and it just reminds you of something, you know, from while you're over there. It's like the most ridiculous things will bring those memories up. But you deal with that, and you deal with that, and you deal with that for such a long time, and then you try to get those memories to go away. And from my research on this, before doing this, and it plays the same role. It's like you turn to alcohol or a substance abuse of some sort to try to suppress those memories and those thoughts and everything. And in the long term, it only clouds your mind and makes things really worse. So now you turn away from that and try to find focus and realize that it's not as easy as it seems, but it can most definitely be done. So I like what they're doing here.
And play the game. Your game. The one that only you was meant to play. One that was given to you when you come into this world.
The captions don't match his words, but that's okay.
You ready? Take your stance. Strike that ball, Junior. Don't hold nothing back. Give it everything. Now's the time. Let yourself remember your swing. That's right, Junior. Settle
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. It's they're looking for that focus. Trying to bring yourself back away from that negativity back into a positive light. Realizing that you don't have to have those thoughts cloud yourself when you're doing something. You can find release from that in other ways besides just substance abuse and stuff like that. So this looks like a breakthrough moment, and for lack of a better way to put it.
Yeah, let's go. Now is the time, Junior.
I like how Will just walks off like nothing just happened.
Hey, Bagger.
Yep.
You are one hell of a caddy.
Hell, I do the best with what I got to work with.
That's funny. That's funny. All right, so PTSD is a real thing. I don't care what nobody says. I deal with it. I've learned how to cope with it. But then also I have found for me that me doing these videos has helped me tremendously. The fact that I have found several hundred other people, whether they're veterans, combat veterans, or just civilians from all over the world, that they also deal with the same stuff that I deal with. And I realize I'm not alone in this. And that has helped me realize that I can branch out and start trying new things and doing things that, you know what I'm saying? Like one of my newest adventures is I have started a motovlog channel where I am purposely putting myself in situations where I am in crowds of other people that I don't know, which usually is like, no, not happening. But being 100% honest, it's helping. I still get anxious and I still tend to have some issues with it, but I've found that it actually is helping me because I'm reaching people and showing them that if you find purpose in what you're doing, it's easier to be able to do like normal life things, normal people stuff, without having to worry so much about all those anxieties and those demons coming up to bite you in the butt. So all I can say to all my brothers and sisters out there, keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be easy, but I can tell you right now, the bottle, those pills, those are definitely not the answer. So keep positive people around you, good people that you know are going to be there when you need them. People that you know will answer the phone at a moment's notice. As those sorts of things are, I can't even tell you how important they are. They're just, but keeping those types of people around is literally what it's going to take to succeed in that. So that's it for me. thank you for doing this. I think I hit this the way it was intended. And if anybody wants to talk about it, hit me in the comments. Otherwise, if you made it this far in the video, hit that sub button. It doesn't cost you anything. All you're doing is helping the channel. Don't forget to like the video and leave me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. We'll see you on the next one. Love y'all.